Hey you guys, it is me, Laura, and I'm here with my little setup. I've got all my stuff here so I can nurse baby in the living room and be with the boys and do school with them and life with them and all those things with them. And today I'm going to share a little bit, I know I've mentioned before, about what we've been doing for homeschool over this time that I've been sick. I haven't been doing as many, well, even more recently, I haven't been doing experiments, I haven't been doing projects, I haven't been doing these big things. I even had a lot of planning done, and once I got through that planning, I was too sick to do a whole lot more planning. So what in the world has been going on? Because I'm someone who still feels like school is important, especially with Samuel right now, with his, where he's at. He's right on the cusp of so many things, and it's the point where if you stop, you lose it. You gotta just keep working on it to keep that momentum and to keep moving forward with his reading and with his math and other things. And also for us, homeschool throughout all of this time has been an important part of the equation because it's given us a place to connect, a point of connection, a way to spend time together, quality time together, and it's been really good for us. But it's also been really hard. So today I wanted to share with you a little bit of some of what we have done to make homeschooling possible even through really terrible sickness. A couple things that I've done is I made a goal, instead of trying to homeschool every day, my goal was to homeschool a minimum of 3 days a week. And we do year-round homeschooling, so our schedule's a little bit more flexible, but my goal was to do a minimum of 3 days a week of homeschool, and most weeks we got 4 days in. And basically sometimes we would homeschool on Sunday. Basically we would homeschool when we could do it, to try and get at least those 3 days in every week. And beyond that, we have two modes of homeschooling. One is called a normal day, and that's when we go through our work boxes and do homeschool normally, just as usual. I have cut back a little bit on the big projects and experiments, but other than that, the normal day is normal day of homeschooling. But there have been so many days when I haven't been able to do that, and then we do what is called a light homeschool day. For a light homeschool day, we do our Bible, whatever that is, whether it be watching Buck Denver, reading a little Bible story from one of our Bible story books, reading about a hymn and listening to it. Got a few resources that just grab and go, and we would do that. And then I would read to each of them from, depending on what we're studying or what they're interested in, a book that I pre-selected that I would read. One with Timothy that's focused on him and geared toward him, and one with Samuel. Samuel's was usually a chapter book, so we would read part of it, but sometimes it's a storybook. And then, hey buddy, and then after that, I got each of them, which I will show you, I got each of them a workbook that's just a general grade level workbook that covers math and language arts, which are the two basic things that we want to keep skills up on. And so for each day, Samuel would have to do 4 of those pages, and Timothy needed to do at least 2. And Timothy can pick whichever ones he wants. Samuel needed to do 1 from each section to kind of balance everything out. These are the books that I've been using with the boys. I just got them off of Amazon. I'm using the first grade one with Samuel and the pre-K one with Timothy. They're both a little bit easy for where they're at right now, but that's kind of perfect. It just keeps up their skills and keeps them going and makes sure they don't lose what they've already learned, which is great. And then I would have them work on some kind of logic puzzle to get their brain exercised and working and thinking in a different kind of way. And then once all of that was done, oh, and Samuel would read to me from his book that he's reading from, which was Dick and Jane. Now he's moved on to Ted and Friends, which is a phonics reader from Usborne. And he will just continue doing that. So he would read to me 1 story or 2 stories, depending on where it's from. He'd read to me a reasonable amount for him. And then after that, I have them each set up with ABC Math, so they would each do 1 section of their learning path, and then they could have a little bit of time to just play a little bit what they wanted to. And when they did ABC Mouse, as much as possible, I try and be with them, so it's something that we're doing together, but it's still very easy, no planning for me, and I can just be there with them even when feeling terrible. So that's kind of what we've been doing. And now that Christmas is done, baby's here, we're getting used to a new schedule, we're gonna kind of ease into homeschool, and we're still gonna probably have some of those light days, but trying to move more to the complete full days of homeschool. So today is our first day back in a little while, so we're kind of easing into it to make it a little bit easier of a transition. So I thought I would bring you guys with us and you could see a little bit of what we do for an easy homeschool day. And this, like I said, this could work regularly if this is your style and this fits what your kids and your life and whatever are. But for us, this has been a great stopgap to kind of bridge this challenging time, but to keep learning going and to make sure that we're not losing the skills that we've gained. So we'll go ahead and dive into our homeschool day, and we're glad to have you with us.
Another very short letter, only one chapter long. Like James, we believe Jude was one of Jesus' brothers. And like John and Peter, Jude was...
Reason, however, was no match for Benny's nose. After half a minute, Encyclopedia squirmed to the far side of the tent and groaned quietly, and the boys fell asleep from sheer weariness. By 2 o'clock in the morning, Encyclopedia's ears felt black and blue. He pocketed his flashlight and went out for a walk in the cool night air. As he reached the dirt road, a car suddenly appeared.
There, what's this?
Fran, the fearless firefighter, flies to the fire in a flash and floods the flames with foam.
What's this one, Timothy?
Charlie, the calm and collected chef, flies to the fire in a flash and floods the flames with foam.
No, wait. Let's do the whole show.
Charlie, the calm and collected chef, cooks a casserole and...
So I've done most of it. I've put this squirrel here, this little picture. But this squirrel I didn't have to put on, it was already there. But how to put this bird on, this bird, this bird, this bird. This bird is the daddy one, and this is the baby one. And try to get it back to the woodpecker, because the woodpecker is the mama.
While Fabius adored the spiderweb, Encyclopedia returned to the entrance hall. He found footprints in the heavy dust on the staircase. Which short I words go with the pictures? They're opposites. So you're supposed to, those out, what's the opposite of out?
Out. In.
Right, you write your name. There you go. That's right. And then it says, write the short I words that end with egg. The ones that end with, and the lines down on the bottom. Did you get it right? Yay!
No,
Good
I
job.
didn't.
Oh, you didn't.
No.
And blue and green. Uh-oh, do you need to switch too?
Yeah.
See if you can fix it.
That's 24.
Now is it right? Alright, good job, Sammy. But you gotta write the amount too. Is it right now?
No.
No? You can get this.
Mommy, look, he's out from the
Okay, now put the last one in and see if you
He's
got it.
gonna get killed.
Oh no, he won't. He's just falling over. Okay, now close it up and see if you got it right. Flip it over. Let's see. You did it! Yay! You did it!
Grandma.
You did it! Yay! Help the cowboy get to his horse. Trace his path. Good job.
2 cat cat.
Great job! Click on the next activity. ABCs at the zoo are to... Which letter do these things start with? R. Nice going.
Miss Egg decided to teach the fox a lesson. She invited the fox to gather. Little Miss Hungry while we waited for the storm to serve dinner. The soup was served.
So thanks for joining us today. That's pretty much what we do for a light homeschool day. Timothy pulled out a few more things to work on while we were there. Most of that time I was sitting on the couch nursing Lily, or Lily was sleeping right here, but I was pretty much in the same spot the whole time, which is part of what's so nice about this. It's easy, grab and go. I don't have to plan, and it works really well on those times that you need to get things in but don't want it to be a big deal. And part of what helps too is that I use ABC Mouse as a reward at the end. Timothy doesn't have to do any homeschool at all, but if he does those things, he can do ABC Mouse. And Samuel has to do all of those things, but he gets to do ABC Mouse as soon as he's done, and that's very motivating for them. So that's worked really well for us, and I have felt very blessed to be able to do some of these easier things to keep our learning going, keep schooling going, but make it doable given how sick I've been. And it's nice now for us to transition back now that we have a newborn in the family and have that adjustment. We still have this to fall back on as we need to, and so that is fantastic. But thank you guys for joining us. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.